Tuning into this episode, and I have a legend in the house that's been in the industry for a long time. Dwight Allen O'Neal. Did I say that right?
You did. You got it right.
But you've been out. I've been following you all the way back since 2009. Because you
wait, really? Because when you reviewed the show, you made it seem like I don't know who this bitch is. Boring, blah, 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 blah. But I live for that, by the way. I love anyone that gives their honest opinion. Like, that doesn't bother me. So, but good to know that
I've been following you because the hair threw me off because you didn't always have the hair.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Well, I mean, for this season, I'm the Cynthia. I mean, my hair is going to change every episode.
Because I've all the way back in 2009 with 3LW-TV. Then you did a video with Nunu because I used to follow bloggers. Because you remember 3LW-TV, your boy Nunu, A Connected, Zimba Adams. That was just like the Scorpion Show, the black gay
legends, icons.
You know what
our no-sees, as I like to say on the show, which is icon backwards.
Yes.
Yeah.
So tell the people about you that what made you get into the entertainment business. Because I know on the show you portray as doing the show and manager, but tell us what all that you do.
Yeah, so actually I started my career in front of the camera. Actually started my career as a model actor. I'm going back to my model days. I needed to shave and I just took everything off because my barbershop is closed. So I'm giving baby face. But so model days. But no, I started off modeling, acting, and went to school for musical theater. And I actually ended up seeing a screening of Noah's Ark right before it came out. And I was inspired. I remember being so pumped and so excited, like celebrating Patrick Ian Polk and like Jensen Atwood was there. And then Rodney Chester. And Rodney asked me, so what did you really think about it? And I remember saying, I loved the show, but I honestly couldn't relate to any of the characters because, you know, I was like my early 20s then. I'm a struggling kid right out of college and there were no characters I could relate to. And Rodney's advice to me was, oh, create your own. And so that's how I actually started with Christopher Street. So I came from that generation of before I start criticizing what other people are doing. And if I don't like what I see, then make my own, you know? So that's how I got started. And from there, I ended up working more and more into entertainment industry. And what happened was I was learning so much about producing and creating and managing that I stepped from in front of the camera. I've still been here. This bitch ain't been nowhere. I've been behind the scenes, managing, producing. I co-created a show on Bravo that, as we saw, Jermaine was on, which I got in contact with Jermaine. Like, that was my show. So, like, I've been doing this thing. And with The Circle particularly, Nunu, who I've known forever, a friend of mine, again, as you mentioned, coming up together. Nunu tried to get me on The Circle when it first came to New York. However, I didn't realize how professional Nunu was and how Nunu produces this like a real reality show. Like, this stuff is real. And the first day on set, he set me up in a situation I didn't feel comfortable in. And I was like, Nunu, I love you, but bitch, you just brought my personal life on YouTube and we ain't finna be doing that. So I actually dropped out of the first season. I shot maybe like 2 scenes. I just wasn't ready. And so he approached me about doing All Stars and was upfront in the beginning saying, you know, it's gonna be real, Dwight. And I'm like, you know what? I'm in a space now where I feel more secure with sharing my personal life with the world. At that point, I didn't just feel that way yet.
Yes, because also you would have been on the season with Damian Crawford.
Yeah, with Damian Crawford,
Envy,
Travis, yeah.
Oh, all of them.
The first scene I shot, actually, Travis was in it. He was auditioning for The Buzz. So that was my first time meeting Travis. It's so funny to see how Travis has bloomed on the show, because that's not the person that came to audition, which I like that about him, because Travis is the type of person that I can be professional when I need to be, but bitch, I'm gonna let you have it when I need to as well.
Yes, that's one thing about Travis.
And Travis is like, I don't care what button I'm gonna push, I'm gonna push it. And definitely that's what Nunu needs to make this show. I agree with you, to make this really, really pop.
Yes, but I got dragged because I reviewed the show about somebody riding a horse. They didn't post my criminal record, my credits history. I'm like, I have been doing this for years, being shady during review, because I know what the audience love. The audience don't love it when you just sing and everybody praises. You got to be messy. You got to be honest in your approach to review the show.
I mean, but okay, and I mean, okay, so let's just be real. The way you drugged us in your review, my bitch, because that's my sister, she drugged you back.
Yes.
She brought you right onto the cast. And like, if you can't dish it, like even the scene with me and Jermaine, like like I told Jermaine, I was like, okay, you're gonna dish it, you gotta take it too. So if you're gonna dish it, you gotta be prepared to know that when you put yourself on this platform, it's all hell. But I have to tell one of the cast members, because I mean, I've been doing this. A lot of the girls, they're younger than me. They like to use that as a joke. Oh, grandpa or grandma, they like to call me. But bitch, I'm maybe 2.5 years older than you, if that. Not too much, but whatever. I'm like, I've had shows online, and one thing I learned early on is if you don't have the self-esteem to read the comments, then don't do it. Just don't read the comments. Don't do this for the comments, because the comments will have your ass in therapy.
Oh, yes. And you have to have thick skin in this business. And everything that he talked about, it was been mentioned on my show countless times. But this is the thing, I can handle it. A lot of people just can't handle a clapback. But let me tell you this. What do you think about the show, The Circle NYC? With some of the cast members, who do you like? Who do you don't see it for in the cast? Because some of them, I don't know why they're there.
I agree. Some of them, I don't know why they are there. Let me start with this. And I don't want to give spoilers, because I do respect Nunu's craft, and I know he wants us to keep things as confidential as possible. But I think in the opening scene that you all saw, which was actually the last thing we filmed, you kind of see where the relationships are. So you see that Melly B is like, going off. You see me going off a bit. And to be honest, your feedback about the first episode, it was slow, I agree. But to the Circle's defense, it's so many new characters. He's trying to set us up so that people can know who we are, know our backgrounds. Trust and believe. There is so much drama. It's just, I literally would shoot, and I kid you not, I would have to go home and sage myself and like recenter, so I didn't bring that energy into like my personal life. Because I mean, I definitely explore my personal life, but I still have areas that the camera ain't featuring. I have to like, cleanse my space. But I will say this, overall, I have respect for everyone that's on the cast. And we're not a circle. We are a family. And I say we're a family because I can't pick who my cousins are. Because some of them motherfuckers that's on that cast is that cousin that I don't fuck with. Like when they call you, you send them a voicemail. You know, if they need help, you avoid them. If they go to jail, you're the one that's calling the family, telling them what happened. Because that's how I feel about some of the cast members, unfortunately. Because I went into the show trying to be nice and like connect with people. And what I learned is, people will smile in your face and say one thing, and then behind your back say another thing. But then when you approach them about it, oh no, bitch, we cool. But then you still keep hearing your name in their mouth. And I keep saying this, like anything I say in my confessionals, I say to your face, I'll say on Instagram, I'll say in person, because I'm that bitch. Like I'm not afraid of you. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. And I feel like, unfortunately, that comes off as me being a bitch. So I'm sure that I'm not going to be highlighted in the best that people may know Dwight. Unfortunately, but fortunately, I mean, I find myself trying to keep it as authentic as possible because so many of those cast members don't. And you read the ones, except a few you were off on, but you were on point with some of them. You were very on point.
And I can't wait for the show because even with your character, what you produce, I feel like the idea with the whole PSA, I feel like you felt like it should have been your project.
No. That's editing. I did not feel like it should be my project. Okay. I was forced to lead that project because I had the most experience.
Okay.
And I was forced to lead a project that I had no control over the creative piece, no control of the cast, no control of where we were shooting at. Like literally, I was like, that's why they call me the point person. I'm not the producer. I'm not the director. I'm just the point person that's overseeing a project. So let's be clear about that before we continue into the season, because I don't put my name on things that I'm not proud of.
Yes. So Jermaine, I think, was the highlight of the first episode.
Jermaine turned it.
Yes.
Jermaine definitely made that, because I can watch something and be like, even my scenes, I fast forward after a while. I'm like, okay, this is a bit much. Like, okay, move on. Like, where's the drama? Where's the Jermaine? And I love that how Jermaine speaks about the church.
Yes.
Because that happens. And that even opened up a dialogue with us, which when he went on the Sister Circle, when I actually first started managing, I got him on the Sister Circle. He spoke about it a little bit, but that's network TV. So they're going to like critique some things and, you can't say, but like on the Circle, he was able to be real. And believe it or not, there's still more footage to that did not show, where he started naming names. And because you have to control Jermaine, because Jermaine will.
And I was like, that's what I wanted, because I wanted to.
Yeah, it was so much more that you didn't see.
I really want that because I know that goes on. And ladies and gentlemen, I have Dwight. He's the cast member of the Circle NYC. And we talked about it because I think that's the, and I said, this person needs to be a cast member because he is what I want. Somebody that's authentic, real, speak what they got to say.
Well, he's not a primary cast member, but Jermaine does stir up the pot a lot throughout the season.
Yeah.
You will see more of him because Jermaine is my client, and we met on a business level, but Jermaine has become my one of my closest friends. My daughter, he calls me mother because he said, you give white woman. He was like, and I love that about you. So like we've become super close, and he's very, very protective of me. So it's gonna be some things that happen where certain people say things about me that Jermaine hears, and Jermaine goes in. So
I love that.
You're gonna get all of that.
You said a piece about being a manager, about I can't book you for something. How difficult is that for you as a manager to tell your client that you're not as hot for this season? That
it definitely is challenging. Something else that didn't show actually during that meeting, while we even had the meeting, and I'm not sure why the producers didn't include this. Perhaps they didn't think they could, because one thing I will say is Lester respects our friendship, where when it comes to career stuff, that he's like, I don't know if I can say this or not, but I was actually meeting with Jermaine to let him know that K. Michelle wants to work with him. So that's what that meeting was about. And that's why we left on a high note. So it was definitely what you guys saw was the negative of like, I'm not booking work, blah, blah, blah. And also too, let's be clear, my client's not a bum ass bitch. Like he still does stuff, but unfortunately when the show came out, which was bad for me too, like that was my baby. Like I created that show with one of my best friends, and I'm so happy that Pose, made this huge splash. But literally, our premiere night was the exact same premiere night as Pose.
Wow!
And that show, which had Genuine on it, Jermaine Sellers, Deatra Hicks, all these people that are huge. Basically, the premise of the show was what happens behind the scenes of the Chitlin circuit. So it was one of those gospel plays that travel. And it's showing what happens behind the scenes with the cast. So all the drama that takes place, from like people sleeping with each other, the signature gay person, gospel singer in the closet, Jermaine. Jermaine came out on that show. And so since the target audience was gospel, that's who they were going after. And Jermaine was the only gay cast member. So at that same time, Pose came out. So all the gays were flocking over to see Pose. So Jermaine kind of missed that moment of his big, comeback since doing American Idol and Sunday's Best. So to answer a question, yes, it is challenging to let your client know they're not as hot as they are. But from day one, when I started managing Jermaine toward the end of that show, I said, this is going to be hard. I'm letting you know. because your 5 seconds of fame was at the beginning. Like how all the Pose kids were invited to like the GLAAD Awards and all that stuff. Jermaine missed that boat because literally everything gay was focused on Pose. It wasn't focused on anything else at that time point. So it's definitely been a little bit more challenging. But the thing that I will say about Jermaine is, one, he's a hard worker.
Yes.
Two, he's talented. He is so talented. And three, he has an amazing personality. And that's what counts. Like, if you have a great personality, people will book you. They'll want to work with you. Jermaine's issue is, and I told him this, when things are slow, he gets in his head and he gets distracted. And I'm always have to kind of like, Jermaine, I need you to focus. I need you to focus. Like, don't get, caught up into it not happening, because we can manifest that greatness.
Yes. And I agree with you on that. And then another thing too, online is where it's at, because if you're not doing good on television, you have to go what's next best, which is online.
And which is why I brought him on The Circle, in a smaller way. I mean, he didn't want to have like a primary role on there, but in this way, it's giving him enough that, we can put him out in front of his audience. They can fall in love with him like you did. Like, I knew he was going to steal the show. Like, he's going to continue to. Like, people are going to want to see more of him.
Yes, because he's going. Because I'm seeing this man struggle on this horse. He's playing like he got all this money, but then last season he got
my son to own that horse. Let's be clear.
I know he owned that horse. Last season he got a restraining order on Buzz. Buzz had to serve up 1 day in jail allegedly. Then he on this horse. So it's just like, okay, where's this going?
There are two sides to every story. I've not heard Buzz' side. However, I will say this. And this is what bothers me about The Circle. And I've read the comments. I feel like a lot of the fan favorites, the people don't really know those fan favorites. Okay. And those fan favorites are really good at creating allies and teaming up on certain people, making them look like a villain. So the one thing that makes this season different is Melly has allies. He has a friend circle. He actually has a legitimate circle around him. And I'm hoping that softens the way he's portrayed. Not to say that, because I mean, Melly's the one that brings the drama. He is.
Sure.
He is the, I consider him the Nene of the show. Other people consider him the Kenya of the show. But he's the person that definitely, he stirs the pot.
Yes.
And the one thing I will say too is like, Melly's not fake. Like, whatever he's thinking comes out of his mouth. He doesn't think before. He's not calculated. Melly is just there to be Melly B and to, wreck the shop. I mean, I was just very surprised when I met him, because I had heard so many things about him prior. And once I met him, I'm like, okay, certain people's warning me about you, but the things they warned me about you with, they're actually showing me those characteristics. And they're saying this stuff to me in text messages off camera. And they're saying this stuff to me when I see them at events when there's no camera crew. But when the camera's there, they're acting completely different.
You gotta come on.
But when you're here, you're acting the same way you act on camera and off camera. And that was my issue with the show. That was my issue. Not the show, but with a lot of the characters. And everyone's not like that, but there are a few people. And I think you know who those people are. A lot of people
do what I do, and they get on The Circle and they pretend to be something else. And I know they're not like that. You're messy.
They're not.
Life. Just portray that. And I can tell when you're holding back because the audience get bored. The reason why I love the other brands, the other shows like Chasing Atlanta, Chasing Dallas, all that, it's a little bit more real drama. I know they fucked up, so they show they fucked up ways. They struggling. But
these people try to create a facade. And that's why they don't like me. Yeah. It's because they try to make it seem like I have a facade, but bitch, I don't have a facade. And I'm gonna be, and I can't wait for everyone to see that the life I pretend I live, bitch, I live it. They've come into my home. They shot in my 2-story home. They have watched me go.
A lot of behind-the-scenes work.
Like
they've done
that, and I've done the work. And the sad thing is, I'm not a cocky person either. Like,
no.
I want to see everyone win. I want us all to elevate. And that's like my message, like, let's elevate, let's do this. And I just feel like, I think because people did create these fake lives that they were afraid I was going to expose them. And I guess this is kind of me exposing them, but I'm not going to say their names. But there are certain people that are pretending, and I will say this: Melly's actually not one of them. Believe it
No,
or not,
he's not one of them. No, he's not.
He's not.
I'm very strategic. The first one, because this is the first time my audience will hear about the Circle NYC, because I don't talk about it. So what can I do to create drama? And I knew Melly will take the bait and he will go back and forth with me.
Oh,
Or, you know, Travis, I'm cool with Travis. You know, I really, really like Travis, but I know Melly B is like a firecracker. But because I know it's a lot of fake stuff on, I have my sources, and we will talk about it on as the show progress. But like, you manage so many people, and you do so many things behind the scenes. How do you do that and yet try to be in front of the camera? Do you prefer behind the scenes or being in front of the camera?
Oh, that's the thing. Like, I feel like as a kid, I always thought I wanted to be an actor. Like, I grew up wanting to be an actor, and I went to acting school and was like, oh shit, I'm not the best actor out there, you know. Definitely great enough to book work, but like, I remember one of my teachers said to us, like, you probably was the best actor in your hometown. You moved to New York thinking you was going to be the best, and you weren't. But what I did learn was I wasn't obsessed with being an actor. I actually just like the entertainment industry, and I'm really smart and strategic at helping people plan their career. So I actually get more of a kick out of like being behind the scenes in the sense of like, you know, planning and people like D'Angelo too, and Jermaine, like, and Jermaine brings that up, like, he's the reason I managed D'Angelo, and I've actually done more of D'Angelo in his progression and in his goal of crossing over into mainstream. D'Angelo just landed the cover of a major fashion magazine that's launching next month.
He's incredible.
Like D'Angelo, yes, like D'Angelo just is the first Black actor to win the Gaydian Award, which is the Oscars of porn. The first Black man to ever get this. He's motherfucking Sidney Poitier of the porn industry. And after that happened, my phone blew up. D'Angelo's done so many interviews, covers, like so much. And I was actually nervous about taking him as a client because I'm like, I don't get adult work. But he's like, no, like, I'm trying to have you help me cross over into stuff. And to see that that's happening is incredible, and it's a blessing, and it shows that certain cast members, I'm not a fraud. I have receipts.
Okay.
And I actually live off of the money I make from my career.
And you didn't get fired and all that type of stuff, pretend to be something else like other people have allegedly doing. But I love D'Angelo. I think he's an incredible person. He did it.
And he's so humble.
Interview, very humble, and he gives great interviews. And I love that. Like, he's one of my top interviews. Like, I'm like, he gives great interviews, good vibes. And I didn't know you were managing him until like I went back.
It's been 2 years now. And Jermaine made that happen. And we were actually out. It was me, Jermaine, Sydney Starr, and D'Angelo. And he was just talking about some things that he wasn't happy with in his career and what was happening. And, you know, I end up helping him land a really, not to say all his business, let him tell that, but a really, really huge exclusive contract, probably one of the highest dollar amounts that any man of color has ever gotten in adult entertainment. So you can make money in that world. My advice to our men of color is get a manager, because these production houses take advantage of men of color, and they pay you pennies on a dollar to have you expose yourself and do all types of things. And D'Angelo's been very smart that he's brought in someone that has those fierce conversations with those people and that gets him what he needs. And that's my advice to anybody that's trying to get into anything, but especially adult work, because they will take advantage of you. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Like, you have to have management when even myself, when stuff comes up, because they will take advantage of you, and you don't want to go in there not knowing nothing, because you're going to get screwed. And a lot of people that got into adult entertainment got screwed. They're poor, they're struggling, they're nowhere. Yeah. And these are people that I can name their names, and they.
Yeah, no, it's true. And I'm just so happy that, like, and again, I know you want to interview him again, but I remember when we got D'Angelo the contract, like, I thought he hung the phone up because the phone went quiet for a minute.
Wow.
And I was like, hello. And he was like, wow, I'm speechless. And Lord, hopefully this coronavirus things go away soon, because D'Angelo had like a lot of things coming up, from public appearances, headlining prides, to magazine covers, movies. He was going to doing a film. Like, he is definitely on his bubble. So the drama you saw with Jermaine is like, now, bitch, I connected you with him. where the hell my job's at? Like, where am I doing? He was like, if I dangle my dick, can I get some more work? Because now he's like, now it's one thing to do porn, but now D'Angelo's starting to do mainstream stuff. That's a problem. So the reason I love Jermaine is he's so honest and like so apparent. And even after we shot that scene, I called D'Angelo. I was like, Jermaine mad at you. So when he came up in December, you're gonna see that episode too. But he took me and Jermaine out to dinner to like celebrate Jermaine and thank him for like connecting us, because Jermaine, he's just one of those people that when Jermaine's like this, if he gets put on, he's gonna help you get put on. Like, he has your back and he's so loyal. And you're gonna see that on the show. So you will get some more Jermaine. I promise.
Can't wait.
I'm a little jealous you like my client more than me, but that's all right.
No,
That's who I need to be booking. So it's fine. I need to get him booked, because when he eat, mama eat.
Right, because it was like the first one, it was just a snooze fest, but I'm looking forward to the entire show because I'm curious, because I had to go back in my mind. I'm like, damn, Dwight, I noticed that I have to go back to like old videos that I will watch. But what do you say about a lot of the legends in YouTube that they're struggling now, or they're not doing anything now?
I think honestly, so I feel like we're all a part of that millennial generation, but we're the first millennials. And when that first, which is similar to Generation X. So around that time, back in the day, and this is what separates me from a lot of the people that are doing things now, is back in the day, you had to produce your work online.
Yes, you did.
And then you had to go and throw an event and prove to people that you are who you are. And it became very exhausting. Now you turn your camera on, you talk for a minute, you go eat your peanut butter and jelly and watch Real Housewives, and then comment on everybody else's page to make them feel bad about themselves. And you spent a couple of hours where we were like literally like busting our asses. And that's why Nunu has the work ethic that he has. People are surprised to find out that he's pretty much a one-man show. Like, and I know it was hard for him to work with me because I'm a producer. So he was trying to produce me and I'm trying to produce myself. So we were always like, he's like, Dwight, I need you to let me do my job. And I'm like, well, bitch, make sure you get me at this angle. And he's like, Dwight, like, let me do my job. And so I trust him, and I had to like have that moment. But I really feel like the new people don't get that struggle. And a lot of the older people just got exhausted and burnt out. And like, for me, I just found another part of it that I was better at, or that I had more passion about. Because I would see people that would have platforms and not know how to use them. So that's when I kind of stepped into that managing realm. And it was actually by accident. It was just somebody I felt sorry for that I saw they need a manager. And I was like, let me manage you. And so I did a good job at it.
Because I look at Nunu, he been editing and doing this grind for years, over a decade. I was in high school when I first started watching Nunu. And that was back in 2009 and 8. Like, I'm in high school.
Oh, wow.
Watch when I was in high school. I would see this stuff.
Whew, that's when I started too. Oh, gosh.
So that's what I would watch. I was literally in Chicago Military Academy watching all of these gay brothers like doing it. And it was so difficult because I tried to tap into that. It was so, and I went in it the wrong way. I was extremely way messier than I am today. Way messy.
Well, you pretty messy. But
I was extremely messy. Then I was that. But I thank God that I stayed at it and stayed consistent, because now look at the doors that open up now, working with different types of people. But I will say this, with the show, what do you would like for people to get from the Circle NYC? What do you want them to get from this new season?
Honestly, I want people to get the story that each person is trying to present. Because, like, for instance, my storyline, as you'll see, it's showing me, I'm starting over. I stopped being in front of the camera. The Circle is my first step in front of. I've launched a podcast. I have a book coming out. So I'm going more into the hosting direction versus like, acting. Mm-hmm. And I feel like each person, even the people that I don't particularly care for, all have a platform that they're trying to present.
Yeah.
And Nunu's giving them an amazing opportunity to do that.
And I want the cast to do interviews. Like, don't sleep on the product, because this is the thing with Nunu. He produced a good product, but with a lazy ass cast.
Yeah.
Lazy.
Yeah, he does everything for them, but they won't. I mean, this season, I feel like people did repost stuff. We ended up taking a cash trip, And I feel like everyone was excited about that. So, they all showed up. And,
Because you got to do interviews. You got to hustle. The one thing I like about Chasing Dallas, Chasing like all these other platforms, no people that do interviews. They'll come out, and that's how the show get a name. And
let me tell you this. I bet they do interviews this season.
Oh, yeah, they go to
this season. You want to know why? Because they're all competitive.
Yeah.
And one bitch on that cast will do an interview, and that's me. I will talk to anybody. And they're so competitive that because I'm talking to people, they'll go and talk to people.
Because you came on you reached out to me other than, positive. You let me, I was shocked because out of all people, I didn't think you would have. I thought you was a stuck up, like, oh, he's stuck up. Child.
Most people do. And on the show, and I'm sure on the show too, audience may think that. And it took me to even understand, like, I'm not stuck up. It's just I was raised a certain type of way. Okay. And I what are you doing? What was that? I'm not stuck up. I'm just
you say that on camera. You think you better than people. You think if it ain't Dwight production, if it ain't got my hands on it, I don't see the vision. I don't see it unless I got an input.
No,
that's not about it.
Okay, and that's not true. The thing is, so like if my name is gonna be on something, I expect for at least my input to be there because if my name's gonna be there. And also give respect. Like the analogy I like to give is, I also was a celebrity makeup artist. I don't lead with that. That's not my passion. But I've done like Leighton Meester. I've worked with Molly Sims. I've worked with, Susie Orman. I've done Vogue stuff. I don't lead with that. So like if I show up for a photo shoot and you're the lead artist, I'm not gonna challenge you. I'm gonna listen to you as my boss and do what I'm supposed to do. But if we show up on set for a movie and I'm the director and I'm the producer, and let's say in your regular life, you do that too. But if you're on my set, you're going to respect me. That doesn't make me a bitch. That just makes me want respect for the job that I'm to do. And I'll show you the exact same respect. And a lot of people in the world don't think that way. And a lot of people on that show don't think that way. And that's when I butt heads with people. Because if you don't give me respect, you better believe I'm going to demand it. If I don't get the respect of this, I'm just going to remove myself from the situation. I don't think that makes me stuck up. That just makes me know my worth. So I know my worth and I just add sales tax. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I'm here for it. And I'm looking forward to what you got in store for the show. Even when I went back to like your old videos, are you in a relationship now? Did you finally find your mate? Because you said you wait on a man to groom himself to, your mate.
So I'm actually going through a divorce.
Wow.
And I talk about that on the show.
Wow.
Spoiler alert. You actually see a preview of that. I'm getting set up on a blind date. But yeah. But yeah, I'm going through a divorce. Yeah. So I'm actually sharing that with the world of what that process is like. So that's why I said this is like me resetting and me really starting over. But ultimately, I hope that this gives people the opportunity to see a side of Dwight that I don't share, because typically I don't really share my personal life, but I am. And I hope, honestly, I watched this too and I learned from myself. I had a huge learning moment in an episode, which I'll share this too because it's in the preview, where I think in the preview you see me crying.
Yeah.
In that moment, I realized why, think my marriage didn't work. And I had a moment where I'm like, wow, like, so I'm looking forward to watching this and seeing what people like you say, to see like, okay, maybe I do come off that way to people, because you saying I come off that way, in my close friend circle, they wouldn't agree with that because they really know me. But they all said, well, when I did first meet you, I thought you was stuck up or I thought you were a bitch. But once I got to know you, I'm like, oh, you're cool. And Melly actually said to me, not even on camera, he was like, we just alike in the sense that people don't like us at first. And then they get to know us. And then it's like...
Yeah, I get that. But people don't like me. They think I'm messy. But the people that really, really know me...
But that's your job.
That's your brand. Cool, humble, just as quiet as a church mouse. But when this camera come on, I just... whatever.
It's your brand. It's your brand.
I have to sell for what the people want to know. I just really, really have to know. But did any of the cast members, your recollection, have y'all ever had sex? Any of you all ever had any recollection?
I've never had sex with any of the cast.
You never had sex, but there have been some people on that.
I've never had sex with any of the cast. Chavis is my beauty brother on the cast. It's like we do a lot of promotional work together. We've actually shot pilots for reality shows where we cast members in the past. So Shavis kind of brings me on to the show as well, which I did know Nunu, but you know, you need that story of who brought the person on. So
I mean, Shavis. I'm gonna just keep it for next week. What I got to say about Shavis.
What you got to say about? See, okay, so I'm very protective of Shavis and Melly.
And it look like the people that you protected of is the people that got the drag. Because I'm like,
but Shavis can fight his own battles. So you know, do what you have to do. I try not to let people attack Melly because Melly goes below the belt. And like Melly pulls out that gun and it's and the thing is, Melly's like that for me too, and that's why I fuck with Melly because Melly is loyal. There are scenes that I'm not in where I've seen footage of where he had my back, and I'm like, wow, like you know, and I appreciate that.
Why are you on the? I'm gonna keep it because out of respect for you, that's your boy. Because I want to drag. I was just keep.
Well, who else you want to drag? It's some people that you dragged in your review that I promise I wouldn't say a word if you talk about them.
Now the rapper, whatever his name is, I can't think of that. Baby, you need to quit that. I don't understand some of these gays. They try to be so hood and hip hop, and they take dick for living. Anyway,
I think Cleon is finding himself on the show, and I feel like I honestly Cleon. I don't know. Like with Cleon when I'm around Cleon, we shoot together. We seem fine, but
he can't rap. The problem with Cleon, baby. That ain't for you. You drink it, you slur over your words. Talk about this a hit. Nigga, that producer taking your money will tell you what you want to hear. Yeah, that's a hit. As long as you paying for that hourly rate for that studio time, and his mind is a hit to keep your dumb ass to keep paying it. Like, I don't understand. You drinking Hennessy, messing up your vocals. Anybody know when you rap or do any time, you want to preserve your vocals.
Have you heard his music though?
I heard it. I'm not impressed by his music. I'm sorry.
Okay. Everyone for each song. So who else? Who else? You were reading somebody else too. Oh, the makeup artist. What about him?
Are you talking about Carlos?
Yes, Carlos.
I've seen him like he's a scam artist because you say you did with Rihanna, and I went to Google. I said, okay, do you have some pictures with Rihanna? Like, no, I don't see you with Rihanna doing Rihanna.
Oh.
You kept saying you was doing Rihanna and you making it seem like you was actually beating her face. Like, no, just because you get invited to an event that's probably sponsored by Rihanna, don't make it seem like you are beating Rihanna's face. He over-exaggerate his resume. And that Negro been doing that for years. He
is a makeup artist, though. I will say that.
I know that he over-exaggerates.
The thing with Carlos is, if I were Carlos, if I were in his shoes, I would have become Dwight's friend on the show.
Oh, yeah.
I would have reached out to Dwight because Dwight possibly could have helped me in my career and actually helped me work with celebrities and build my clientele. But as you saw in my confessional, I said, this person seems very interesting. And I don't want to do a spoiler alert, but I will say this. Send me your address because based on what you just said, you were invited to my house for Thanksgiving, Christmas, every holiday.
Yeah. This is when I see that. You know, to me, if I was producing the circle, I would give people nicknames like the Bird, the Birdman, the Rat,
the Booster.
You know what I'm saying? Because
the thief, the liar, the fake one,
the Horseman. Mm-hmm. You know, I would just.
Well, you call me Dreads.
Yeah.
I was cracking up, but when you said, I said, "Oh my God!" When you said Melly, I was like, "Don't do it, because my mama told me early on, they talked about Jesus and he was perfect. And I've been doing this so long. When I first started Christopher Street, the things people said about me, then I did dating Dwight. Like and my mentor, God rest his soul, Nathan Seven Scott, told me, Dwight, don't read the comments.
Yeah.
And I read them now because it doesn't bother me. And it's like, you said I was boring as hell, but the one scene you focused on was Jermaine, and guess who was in that scene with him?
You was in there.
So I got some limelight.
Right. and you're so right about the comments because we did lose someone that was very influential in reviewing The Circle.
Yep.
You know, and one of his main focus, what I've heard, that the comments will get to him, that internet stuff. And I battle with bipolar, and I understand it. And one thing that I've learned from my psychiatrist, she said, if things get rough, you got to turn it off. You have to know how to.
You have to
turn it off. You can't watch this negativity all day, every day, and it not get to you. You're human. So you have to cut it off and take a break. So I take a break, and then you can't be focused on the comments. Some days I don't look at the comments. I know in this whole Melly B stuff, the stuff he said, I don't even pay attention to the comments.
Don't pay attention to
I
it.
know that comment.
Melly is somebody I don't ever want to fight with. And we fight all the time. That's how we're real friends. Like, we fight, bitch, hoe, blah, 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 and then call each other back like, bitch, turn on Housewives, and then like watch TV together. Like, I fuck with Melly. And it's so unfortunate because like B Hawk from last season, I love B Hawk, but they do not get along. Like, let me and B Hawk go out for a glass of wine. Melly can't come, or let me go out for, you know, a dirty martini with Melly. B Hawk not gonna show up, you know, because they don't vibe.
Like Damian Crawford, and I'm a huge fan.
Me and Damien sang happy birthday at my first annual 26th birthday.
Wow.
You know, like he was there. That's someone else. That's why I agreed to the first season. Damien was on there. So like, but what I've learned is I think once you get to know Melly, you're like, oh,
that's what I'm saying. I know he'll be cool if we get to know each other. I think he probably have a sweet side. It's just the business, and this is the persona, and
he's guarded. Like, they have drugged him since season 2. So he came into this season like
they have drugged him for a lot.
He was ready to fight, and was very surprised that he was
love to meet, because none of these people outside of Damien and A Connection TV, I cried when I met him. I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, you got gray hair now. And I remember you did have gray hair. I was real shady.
Oh.
Because I watched this man for over a decade into Atlanta. I cried because this is someone that helped me get through one of my darkest moments. So I never met you or your boy knew nothing. I would love to meet you guys.
Well, let's manifest that. I mean, I'm definitely going to be on tour with my book later this year. Shoulda, Coulda, Woulda. It's named after my podcast, which is every Wednesday, where I talk about mistakes I've made in life and how I could have done them differently, but I do it from a comedic approach. So I'm going to be on tour with that later this year. And yeah, definitely, like, I would love to just stay in touch. I read
Jason Lee book, and of course, we were cool. Because I dragged him. Because this is what I do. It's hard for me to make it in the industry. Because I could be good one day, the next day you could do some fuck shit, and I could just drag you the next day. I got to work on that, but that works for this brand.
And that is a brand. Well, know that I'm someone that these are my 3 things. And I'm going to, don't mess with my relationship.
Number 1. Yeah.
My job.
Yes.
And my freedom.
Yes.
You can touch anything else.
Yeah.
And I will, and no hard feelings. Like, drag me on this show. I don't, and I'll still love you because you're just doing your job. You're doing your job, and I get it.
Look at the show, and I drag the show, and I move on because it's not too many gay bloggers talking about gay shows.
Yeah, it's not. So I'm grateful that you are, you know, and to your audience, I hope you guys check it out for real and just, you know, go into it and just, it's entertainment at the end of the day. But I will say this, I thought that it was scripted to a degree. It's not scripted. If anything scripted, it's somebody lying about the life they've created.
Oh.
And I think you can tell whose stories are fake.
I can tell because the whole thing
and whose stories are legit.
The burning in the kitchen and the smoking and you make it. I said, honey, that is fake as ever.
John can actually cook. That's the thing too. John's an amazing cook. Well, I have a cook. I think with the cameras are there and you're cooking, it's like
it's
so much going on.
Okay, he's burning up the food. Probably made some hot pockets in the oven. I don't know what he cooked because the camera didn't show the food that he cooked. See, you can't show that to me because I just look deep and I find
so nitpicky.
I get the humor of it just for the audience because I want Nunu to win for that show.
Nunu is going to win. He will, because his drive and determination. And for Nunu to deal with this cast, we have a lot of personalities.
Yeah.
And when he gets done shooting some days, I'm like, I'm scared to text Nunu to see how he doing because he looked a little upset, you know? And especially me because, I would produce some scenes. I would show up for a scene, have extra people with me to have my back just in case. Nunu, like, who is this person? Like, things like that because I'm like, you know, you never know with these girls.
It's hard for me to do shows like that because of that reason, because I'm so controversial. The show have to have security. If it don't have, I can't be a part of it because I know my mouth. They know my history. Things gonna be said. You gonna hit below the belt. I'm a Scorpio. I'm gonna hit below the belt. We just gonna be hitting below the belt.
Oh, my ex-husband's a Scorpio, so I know how y'all are. Woo, Lord Jesus. Y'all go for the jugular and think about it later.
Yeah, and then we think about it later. Be like, I apologize. I didn't mean to drag your mama. Whatever it is, I didn't
mean to rip up our marriage license and break up all of our marriage, all of our souvenirs from our wedding, and then say, "Oh, babe, can we fix this?" Oh no, ma'am, I'm gone.
I have done that.
I'm not saying that happened, but you Scorpios.
Yeah, I mean, I have done so much and messed up so many different things in my life because of that, and I'm working on that. And I'm getting older. Next year, I'll be 30 years old. I mean, no, this year, November, I'll be 30 years old.
November what?
November 11th.
Okay. Yeah, you the crazy Scorpio.
Yeah. I am
I saw the videos.
Yeah. I am crazy. And a lot of people, and I love it too, in a sense, because that's helping my brand. It's helping me grow because people are interested. But when I talk about my personal issues, people are gravitating towards that because you don't see too many Black men, especially gay, talk about mental illness. You know,
I see it for you, babe. You're gonna be like the Charlemagne for us.
Yeah,
I just had that vision, and I have visions. I see it. Stick with it. Just keep doing your job, and you got this. Like, in the day, those that get it, get it. Those that don't. And just be prepared for people to like respond. Like,
I've been prepared. Listen, I've been in the sector that dragged shoulder to my family church. They were so mad because literally, I live in Dallas. This person lives in Chicago. They were so mad at me.
Oh, you're in Dallas. Okay.
I'm in Dallas now. They were so mad at me at what I said. So they went to my family church to tell them that I do Marquita the Cross-Eyed Diva because I get in the wig. I call my character Marquita the Cross-Eyed Diva. And they were so angry and pissed off the things. And I said, wow, I have power in my words. And it's not even about the number. It's like the numbers haven't caught up with my personality yet, haven't matched that yet. But I could say something with 20-some people and they get mad. And they had to do a whole video. You're thinking this 2 million people was watching me. Because the Melly thing, you'd think that video got 2 million hits and he getting, but of course, people watch me and they take that to that individual, and he was mad. He was embarrassed, in my humble opinion. Kind of embarrassed, like, who is this cock-eyed man?
No, he's not embarrassed, because we actually talked about it. This is Melly's issue, and it's one of those situations where you got hit in the crossfire. Like, on this show, he's constantly have to defend himself, and the reason why we actually vibed is because, and I feel like Melly's the only cast member that had respect for me, other than Shay, because I knew him ahead of time. But Melly is like you; he grew up watching me.
Yeah, okay.
So Melly was excited that I was on the cast, and to learn that our first interaction didn't go the way that he had hoped was a little disappointing, I think. So we, in the beginning, kind of, but as I got to know Melly and Melly got to know me, I'm like, wow, like, you really are like my little brother. And you're, what I like about you is you are what you say you are. And you don't have to always show the receipt. You don't. But unfortunately, people are always trying to come and fry and say his business is not legitimate. And I honestly, last night, had a moment where I was like, you know what? At your age, I too would have done the exact same thing, bitch. So I get it. But it wasn't even you personally, but it's that entire cast is always questioning the way he moves and thinking that he's a liar or he's a fraud or he's a fake. Melly actually does what he says he's going to do. Melly has thrown work at Jermaine since meeting Jermaine from on the show.
What? Yeah,
legitimate things.
I know that he does incredible work because I've seen his work. I remember he did a show, Color of Change, some event.
Yes,
gay event
with Richard Pelzer, another mentor of me. Yeah, in Dominican Republic.
With artists, and he did not book Damian Crawford, and I didn't like that, so I dragged the event. It's a fraud. Why he get? I remember. I just
so you're like him, where I got you when you fuck with somebody, you had a back, like how he does that, and that's why you drug it.
Because I just love Damian Crawford because I saw his video on the Scorpion Show, and I fell in love with this man. I
love Damian. He's a sweetheart. He's incredible,
gorgeous, just. Yes, I've never seen a man like that in Chicago when he came to that club, and I'm like, damn, they'll make Chicago.
Damien's probably one of the first gay singers that I ran across their music, and I'm like, okay, he's talented. Because some of the gays we give a pass because they gay and they singing, and we act like we like their music and they get these platforms and we're like, because they're gay and they're rapping, we're gonna pretend. I'm not that person. Like, I'm not. Jermaine's not that person either. Just wait. Not to, spoiler alert. But Damien actually, I feel, is talented.
He's very
and it's so funny. It's like mostly everyone that I like, they don't like Melly, so they probably looking at me like, sis, and I'm like, if y'all get to know him, he's actually cool. And so like, I went to Atlanta recently, and with my one of my besties, his birthday trip, and he like met Melly. He was like, I live for him, and I'm like, exactly, but Melly's just always on guard because people are attacking him. He's honestly just defending himself.
Yeah, and I get it. And we're gonna link up. A lot of these people,
you'll like each other if you meet in person.
Yeah.
I've actually been in the club where fans of the show have come up to him like, oh my God, you're actually cool. I like you in person, but I hate you on the show. And he's like, well,
because you don't like the. Do you remember the Scorpion show? You go back.
Yes, I love Scorpion. Kevin's my boo.
But they hate my guts because I've been messy a long.
Well, that's your brand. I mean, look at Wendy Williams.
Yeah, a long time. And Karen did not like it. And Justin J, you know these people that we go way back. I'm talking about with Justin J when he was real messy back in the day. He's not as messy as he was. I'm talking about the early days and shit that we used to cook up. But I would say this though. Y'all stay consistent. Look where you at now. And I think
thank you.
I wish you nothing. I'm glad that now you're single, so I'm just glad that you're single now.
Oh, okay.
That's all I'm saying. If I need to be with a boss, if I ever have to be with somebody that's gonna take my career, that we feed each other. Like I have to be with a person like that because I have a very dominant personality. So I have to have somebody to check me.
Oh no, I'm scared of you Scorpios. Y'all crazy. Y'all are. And then I end up meeting another Scorpio. Just Scorpio. Oh, I gotta pray.
I can see why. You just have that nature.
Well, I'm a Capricorn, so hardworking. I seem very cold on the outside, but deep down in the heart, I have a heart of gold. And when I fuck with you, I fuck with you. And yeah. But I hope you enjoyed the show. Give us another chance. This week, the episode's going to have a little more drama.
Listen, I'm going to review the show because I felt bad because a lot of the shows I haven't reviewed because I'm like, will my audience, because majority of are women. So they're not LGBT. So I have to be very strategic. And I know women.
Well, have them watch the next episode because there are a lot of hetero cis women that are straight that are going to be in the upcoming episode next week or this week. And they're going to be talking about a lot of topics that they deal with. And I think it's so important. So important. Because one thing, and I'll just share this, like my sister didn't know what cis was. And she was like, y'all just gave me a title. Like, what the hell? Why am I a cis? And it's like and they had this whole dialogue about it. And I'm sitting there like, wow, I never even thought about that as a gay man that you did just wake up one day and was like, I'm cis, So like
they challenge, I can't even use that. If I use that, they like, no, Wiley, I'm a woman. And I have to respect that because I'm trying to be so politically correct. And I'm like, no, why I gotta get another something to make you feel comfortable? I'm a woman and that's what I am.
Right. And they say that. So Nunu does a great job this season. I think whether you're gay, straight, hetero, anyone can watch this show and find a storyline they can relate to. So like my sister appears quite a bit and she definitely speaks that, I'm going to say cis because I have to or whatever. She hates it, but she speaks that voice of like, a sister whose brother's gay and she rides for me, she makes comments about somebody early on in the show that I was trying to give a chance. And my sister saw through that day on, was like, I don't see it. And I get to where I am now and I'm like, you was dead ass right, because I walked into it trying to be everybody's friend and trying to be nice to everybody.
Yeah, you can't.
But you'll see.
You can. What do you think about productions like Signal 23 TV? Do you think they are good production with the sex? Because I've heard
I do because end of the day, sex sells. Okay. And I actually want to do that with Christopher Street. I wanted Christopher Street to be a lot more sexy, but it was hard to get actors back then that were willing to like go that far.
Yeah.
And I remember someone sent me about him. They're like, Dwight, check this out, support them. And I like reposted it. Cause that's one thing about me. Like, I hate saying legendary because it makes me feel old, but then also it's like, bitch, you started this thing. I had one of the first gay web series. So I support. If you send me something, I will watch it. I'll repost it. Like, again, I want to see everyone win. And even if I can't like help you in producing or give money, like I'll read your script, I'll sign an NDA, give you feedback. Like I'll look at the first, like I want to see us all win, and we need more content. Pose should not be the only show on TV that I can relate to. All of us are not from ballroom. I'm a Southern boy at heart. Where's the show about that young guy coming out of the closet that's in church? You know, where are those? So I'm all for anyone producing their own content that's telling our stories, because Hollywood's not doing it yet. So we need to. So I support them 100%.
Yes, because I was there when About Him came out. Dave was the first to go on tour and make a lot of money. And I remember that. And I would never forget. I told Rico Pruitt this, because I've always been a businessman. I said, "Is the contract? Oh, you need a contract. I don't care if you're paying your house, paying your food." I said, "That ain't free. You're gonna pay for that. So make sure you get a contract." And I had to apologize because we fell out because of course I see
you went on here and you said some stuff.
They dragged me back. And
you ain't got no friends.
I don't have no friends. Like, what about friends that know me before YouTube? Like, damn. Well, let's talk to these people. I don't get along with them. They
you like social distancing. That's my regular life, honey. I'm always by myself.
A lot of people, but we connect and we work together. It'd be cool. But you got to get through that. Like, if you got a mind for yourself, like you and others that have came on the show, because I know if you say you're going on Wiley Show, baby, he messy, he this, he that. I've heard it all.
Of course, I was warned, but I ain't afraid. So, do you remember Do Dirty back in the day?
Yes.
Child. Do Dirty and and then we were on a show together. Like, I have so much respect for him to this day. He's actually sick with COVID-19 right now, so let's pray for him. But I saw it on Facebook earlier today. But yeah, Do Dirty we would film together, hang out together, and he would go on his show and drag me every week. Would drag me. I have a habit of doing this because I had like my facial hair. Rumor was out I was doing coke. But I ain't never. I'm like, what the hell? Do Dirty. He was like, well, you do this a lot. Like, he dragged me. And I used to get so upset. But what he did was he got me used to hearing that. He got me used to like, and at the end of the day, if they're not talking about you, then you ain't doing something relevant.
You ain't doing that right.
Like, there's some people on that show you ain't brought up not one time.
Right.
So they didn't even strike a chord in your mind,
Like some people, because next week I got some material coming for next. I'm gonna hold it because I'm like, that's what I do, and that's what because like Lovely T and all these other bloggers. I even fell out with big bloggers that can't stand me because I dragged them, and I'm just a small. But of course, I have influence because you will come and hear what I got to say, and. One day I'll be in your inbox. I love you, Dwight. You are so amazing. See some fucked up shit. Dwight, do you see that shit? He fake. He's a fraud. But I was just in your inbox. Let's do this interview. I have always tendency of doing that with gay talent. I don't do that with celebrities, though. I do that with gay talent.
You need to do it with everybody. That's not fair. If you're going to drag us, you should be dragging regular celebrities.
I just got dragged by Eva's ex-boyfriend, baby daddy.
Okay.
He called me a fag. He said he's gonna beat me on. He see me in Dallas because something I said about him being homeless in LA. And he went back for because that actually works when you drag people. And I always been that type of person.
Well, if you gonna drag us, you need to drag them too.
I dragged them too.
And to answer the fraud thing, and this is like the thing I say is, and this is Melly and I both, honey, I should have been an accountant because I love a receipt. So if someone comes at me, you best believe I got the receipt to back it up, boo.
And me, I still can make a joke with the receipt because in my mind, I'm a comedian. So I got more jokes coming like next week. Melly B is so easy because he gets so mad. And I love people like that because that gives me material. I love when you get mad and angry and cuss me out because in my crazy ass head, I said, damn, I can drag him some more. I like that shit.
Oh my God. So y'all can have.
I can't wait for next week. That's because it's only a couple of cast members like yourself and like Melly B that are really from that first episode. I can see, okay, that's going to be something. The others got to do more. Burning the chicken up. That got to be more for them next week. They just, and the rapper with the Hennessy breath. got to. I would love to fuck him though with the Hennessy and all that type of stuff. So
he isn't. Cleon is beautiful.
He's
beautiful. Very sexy. Yeah,
he's very.
We actually have a very attractive cast. I will say that.
Attractive.
The cast is attractive. Even the girls I don't see, they are attractive, and I respect their hustle. I do respect that.
I do.
I give them that. I give anyone respect whether I like you or not. So I will say we have a very attractive cast. You are going to get some more from John. I will say that. John is good people. My sister went to college with John. Such a small world. So she's known him for forever. But you're going to get some more. But
I can't wait.
But it is some people that aren't going to give you anything but a snooze fest. Just being honest. It's because they're trying to play it safe. And it's like, then why come on the show?
Because I'm telling you,
if you're not going to stir the pot, why are you here?
Whenever I get my big break, it's going to happen for me. And I have to have my big moment. You know, a lot of people had it. Kid Fury and I started out, he had his. Everybody had their moment. I'm going to get my moment. And
I love Kid. Kid's amazing. That's another one. And Kid respects too. Kid was like, I used to watch you. Like, yes. And that's what I love about. And that's what separates a lot of these people that haven't made it and some that have. The ones that show respect and those that have been nice. Nathan Hale Williams always told me, Dwight, be nice to everyone. Because they can say whatever they want to say about you, but they can never say you're mean. So with me, as you're going to see on the circle, I'm nice to everybody that I had to be nice to. But when you try me, I read you. And then I'll say, let's go have a drink and give you a hug. Because that's how I roll. I'm going to call you out on your shit and say, but I love you in Jesus' name. Because that's how my mama raised me.
Yes. Major platforms like Justin J or the Mob Wiggins show that is gay and have these huge platforms. Should they do more talking about gay web series?
Absolutely. They totally should. I mean, Nunu he works so hard and he does not get the recognition that he deserves. Just as you work so hard and you kind of shoot yourself in the foot, but that's your brand and people have to get past that. So you're going to have to work hard, like how Wendy, she had to work so hard to get to
where she hustle, yeah.
You have to hustle, but also too, Nunu is similar to you in the sense of Nunu is business first.
Absolutely.
Nunu can love you, but if you say some fucked up shit on camera, he gonna air it. Like, you did it, you said it. Absolutely. That's like, because one particular cast member is coming for me about something, and I'm like, now I believe you did the same thing earlier that you're accusing me of now. And Nunu was like, yeah, they did. And they tried to convince him not to air the footage. And he's like, no, Nunu, he doesn't care. And that's why I didn't do the circle the first time, because I'm like, okay, it's either the circle or our friendship. Because Nunu, and so with him, I feel that, he works so hard, but does not get that recognition. Like, he deserves that recognition. And we need more people like you that are willing to take that chance and support each other. There's enough room for all of us to win. We all can be on the top together because we all have our own lane. Some bitches, though, are on sidewalks. But, we all have our own lane and it's room for us all to be successful. It is.
Absolutely. And if we want to compete, we should support our
people. Jealous. People think that if I help put you on, then they're going to forget about me.
I have people with bigger platforms that will mention me, won't say my name. They say the cockeyed blogger. They will not say, because they know if I say this Negro name,
I'm sending traffic to him.
This way. I get it. Because at one point, I didn't understand. I'm like, why they want something? And it's so simple, because if I say his name, he would grow.
Well, whoever that is, they're very smart. And they're smarter than some of the cast members on the circle.
Okay.
Because certain people don't like me, yet in their little teaser videos, they said my name multiple times. And on my website, I get hits every time people check my website. My phone was blowing up because everyone wants to know, who's Dwight Allen O'Neal? Who's Dwight? Who's this person keep talking about? Yeah. So if I don't fuck with you, I don't say your name, because I'm not going to be driving traffic to your website, to your Instagram, off of my credentials.
And that's what we're not going to do. And Melly B, definitely, because I got traffic from that, because it's been a while since I've gotten traffic from Instagram. I know YouTube is growing, but Instagram, like, wow, it's because I tapped into something. I said, okay, can't wait for next week. And I watch a lot.
Melly's smart. Melly is, he's a marketing genius.
Yeah.
Melly is very intelligent.
Yes.
Melly practices what he preaches.
Yes.
Melly does not pretend to be something he's not. Although the thing is, Melly will admit to being hood, but he's not ghetto. He'll say, I'm hood, but I'm not ghetto. If people think because he's hood that he can't have the accolades that he does have, and that he has receipts to prove. Yes. And so anything Melly does, he may not think before he does it, but he quickly knows how to spin it and make it work in his favor.
Yes. He's an incredible person.
He's Kenya. He is Kenya.
Yeah, he is Kenya.
Walking in with that Kenya more hair care. That's Melly B.
Wow, thank you for coming on the show. It's been an hour. I have to get you back because you were one of the ones to come on because Travis was my fave because now you got to be my fave because you did an interview and I like interviews. You are my favorite when you come on the show. I'm sorry. I give loyalty to the people that come on the show.
Oh, I love it. I want to work. I told Travis that I wish he was. I mean, we saw each other a little bit filming, but I was like, I wish he was a character because I'd be interested in seeing. I feel like me and him and Melly would end up being friends, to be honest. I've probably been a glue to bring them together. I just feel like personality-wise, we would have gotten each other.
Yeah.
Which is so funny because I know people are like, but they the villains. And I'm like, yeah, but underneath all of that, it's real people. And a lot of times these nice people, they act just like these. They act worse than Melly when it's not filming. That how people think Melly is when we're not filming, they're 9 times worse. They're worse than that. And that's what's disappointing. I respect people that are the same on camera and off.
Come on. Wow, this is incredible. I went on Amazon for your book because I thought it was out because I was going to read it.
Oh, no, it's not out yet. I'm doing pre-sales. It's coming out.
You sent me the one today. I'm like, okay, let me hurry up and read it so I can be like, I did some digging. And you were like, it's not even out. Because I did that for Jason Lee. Like, I went to Barnes & Noble and I was so pressed.
Well, how about I come back when the book is released? I'm actually moving the release date up with the quarantine, trying to get people stuff to do. I mean, my podcast every Wednesday is Shoulda, Coulda, Woulda, which is similar to my book. So my book is basically each chapter is a life experience I've gone through and the lesson I learned from it. So I do that on my podcast too, but I'm moving the date up just to give people something to do. I also have a virtual party every Thursday with Shavis. We're doing a virtual party. This week the theme is Staychella. But we're trying to spread love and entertainment while people are at home, like depressed. Like I'm in this big ass apartment by myself, and I wish I had I could be quarantined with somebody, but I can't. So we're trying to figure out ways that we can be social through social media to keep people active.
I can't wait till this quarantine thing over because one thing that's going to take my brand to the next level is to travel more and connect with people because I rarely go out and see me in the flesh. Once I start doing that. Because
you need a bodyguard.
I'm definitely gonna need a bodyguard.
I'll ask Melly, can you borrow his?
I'm gonna need a bodyguard because I was at Walmart and it was this couple, and the guy came to me. He said, "Wiley, I love you so much, but you got to go. My boyfriend, he can't stand you." And his boyfriend looked like he wanted to murder me at the Walmart. I'm like, "Well, what did I say? It's something that you said about one of his favorites, whatever." But I'm like, wow. I was like, I really can't go out to the club. I've been threatening to say I'm gonna jump you, fuck you at the club. All of what I said on YouTube. It ain't you act like I stab somebody, mama. No, it's just I do commentary and a lot of people can't take it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I go to Dallas a lot. Next time I'm there, we have to get together in person. I actually go to Dallas all the time.
Yes.
So when I'm there, I would love for us to connect, grab a drink. Yeah, totally. But I was gonna say, question: what's the first thing you're gonna do when this quarantine's over? I'm just curious.
The club.
You're going out?
The
club gonna be lit.
I only been out to the club like 4 times in my life because I'm a Scorpio. I'm a homebody type of person. But it will be like the club, and I'm gonna travel more because I went to Atlanta for business, some business stuff, and that was like 2-3 weeks ago. I went like that was like in the heat of it, and I'm like, whoa, but this is an opportunity. So let me take this risk. Let me put on this mask. Let me get this hand sanitizer because this is my moment, possible moment for my career. But I'm gonna travel more and get to New York and work with Nunu because I've been following this man for years and
you never met in person?
I never met him in person.
Oh wow, okay.
Hunger. The stuff that because he got all the tools. He just need the people that got the hunger and the vision and the work ethic. A lot of people he got is lazy.
He should have you host our reunion.
If he, oh Lord,
he to have you host the reunion. I would come to the reunion for you because I've already said I'm not going.
If he let me
host girls, I'm gonna be the one with security like Melly. But
I'm gonna have to have.
But if you hosted the reunion, I might show up. No,
it's gonna be met. That's gonna be so lit because a lot of people are like Wiley hosting. It's gonna be lit because of the friction and because especially with the Melly B thing, like it's just gonna be, and he need that. You got to the secret to Atlanta and all them is them reunion shows.
Yeah,
that would make them household names because the reunion show was just drama. And if you get a host that's classy, it ain't gonna go nowhere. The gays love drama. They want to see some chairs thrown, mug shots being posted, library video. That's just drama, and people will be like, "Shit, what the?"
Well, there is drama. I'm hearing that this is the most dramatic season they've had so far.
I can't wait.
And it definitely started off slow, but that's because it's new people introducing us. You have to give the background.
I really want her to come back because now that I'm in this Melly B, because that old post, like y'all for the next review, I'm gonna show that clip of Buzz was like, I want to beat him up. I was like, what? I didn't see that part because it's just like New York. It's too much dance, too much club life, ain't enough drama. So I'll be like, I could watch 5 minutes, but I didn't miss that last 30 minutes.
No, we have some. Yeah, we got some stuff, and then just wait.
I can't wait.
Just wait. Nunu definitely did his thing.
Are you going to do the after show? Have you taped any episodes for the after show?
So I actually don't want to do I'm going to do the after show. I was scheduled to shoot the after show when they did the one with Melly, but I thought I had coronavirus. Being transparent, I did not. My asthma was. I had asthma. I had an asthma attack in 5 years. So my doctor was like, just stay indoors. So I didn't get a chance to shoot. But I'm definitely planning on being on the after show.
I thought I had it too. And I actually went to go get tested. They how they do it in Dallas, they stick you in your nostrils.
Yeah, your nostril. Yeah.
And all that. Well, look, I thought I had it because I work in healthcare. I work in nursing homes. So I do this on a daily basis. So I'm
right
on the front lines. And I'm like,
well, thank you for still being the front lines and doing your thing because
yeah. This is the other piece for that too. A lot of people is depressed in nursing homes because they can't see their families. A lot of family members will come to the window just to wave at their loved one. So you guys you better thank God you can be quarantined with your loved ones, and other than you can't see them in a nursing home. It's people that can't see their loved one in the hospital that's passing away. They got to pass away by themselves because
and then they pass away and the body's cremated. You can't have a regular funeral.
You're not.
And then also you only 10 people can even go to the funeral. Like right now it's I can't wait for this because all my family's back home. Yeah. So I cannot wait to go home and hug my mother and hug my father and ride my horses. This is scary. It really is. Like I'm gonna fly to Dallas because I have a friend there, some friends and stuff that I need to see. I'm driving to Little Rock, see my family as soon as it's over. Yeah, I'm from Little Rock.
I'm going to start doing stand-up comedy, and we're going to do a little spot down there in Arkansas because, I'm going to start doing stand-up comedy because...
we have to get you to New York.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to do New York, like Chicago and all that. I'm definitely, because that's my dream. I can see myself doing that, and I said, because I talked
You know who you need to connect with?
Yeah.
That can help you in New York?
Who is that, you?
Melly
B.
Yes, his clients just opened up it's a club, a black gay club, beautiful space in Harlem. And I got a chance to get a sneak peek of it with Melly. He took us and they're going to be looking for doing stuff, and the space would be incredible to host like a comedy hour. You should definitely, make up with Melly. And make that happen. Look at me, olive branching. I'm like the little girls in the Parent Trap, trying to make y'all get along.
Make up with people. I'm like, I apologize. I'm crazy. I got my post.
You better send Melly a dozen of hand sanitizers as the mask with a I'm sorry note.
Okay, he definitely will get that. It's just. Woo, like it was just a moment.
No, it's all love. You're just doing your job. You're doing your job. I get it.
And people were laughing. They was like, over a horse? People said that over a horse. Man,
I told him, I said, Melly, he drug Carlos and Clem more than you, right? He said, I didn't even get to that part yet, bitch. I just heard him come for me and I paused it and I was like, okay. He's so New York. I love it. And I'm so like South. So it's like we like yin and yang. But
yeah, because that's what I'm saying. It's really it's amazing. But I thank God for that because this show was featured on Chase in Atlanta. And when Nico, you know Nico from Little Women's of Atlanta, and we connected at one more for a season. We connect, and I was fortunate enough to get into that drama because I always know how to insert myself in drama.
Because you messy.
I'm messy. I love it. I'm like, oh, this is going on with the whole Scott thing, and I was so honored. And I cried when I saw my show, and when I was on Jack. About what, a year or two ago, he said, I saw you on Chase in Atlanta. I was so happy before we got it. I literally cried because I never had people to see me off of my youth in the flesh. And so when I saw that, I cried.
That's amazing. Well, keep doing your thing.
We definitely got to connect, Dwight, because you
for sure.
You be getting the bags. Like you be getting the bags. You be getting the bags. And you're very and you're not boisterous with it though.
Huh?
Yeah, some people are very boisterous. Like,
yeah, it's enough room. I want to see everybody succeed. Yeah. And I wish some of the cast members had approached the season that way instead of, the way they chose to do. And I just hope that I never am in a predicament where I am sitting behind the table when they come to try to get a job for a makeup campaign. Because I would be like, we can go with another girl, I'm sure.
I can't wait for the next one. And it's like the joke in my head. Oh, Lord. Lord, I got some jokes.
I'm sure that person will be on your show next once they see this. But just remember, bitch, I was here first.
I would love because that person haven't came on the show in forever. Like never ever done interview. Travis and Melly B was the only two in Bugs, but I kind of dragged him. But
it's your job. All right, babe. Well, I'm gonna let you go.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me, and thank you all that did listen. And God bless. I can't wait to for you to keep watching the season and DM me sometime. Let me know what you think of it. All right.
All right, I will do.
And we'll set up those other interviews for you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, bye.
All right, y'all. So we did the interview. A lot of people not getting their notifications. We get it. We understand it. Y'all, ain't nothing more I can do unless I had $10,000 or $8,000 that I can do the text number and I text y'all when I go live. But unfortunately, them packages where you can just text a massive text, I don't have that in my budget. But nevertheless, God gonna bless the show, and we gonna go to the next level. And I'm just gonna put it in God's hands. And whether it's 2 or 3 gathered together, we're going to have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Some days it's going to be this, some days it's going to be that. But I refuse to not give back to my community. Let me say this. Thank you. This is a good one. Thank you, miss. I refuse not to give back to the LGBT community because I made a promise that if I ever do get an audience, I will never forget the community because I've started in the gay community. Doing gay media, interviewing gay personalities. That's all I did. And at one point I got away from it, but I was like, I can't forget them. And I'm not going to forget those people that helped me along the way and come back and bring them on the show. So definitely I'm going to review the Circle NYC the same way I gave energy to Chase in Dallas, the same way I gave energy to Chase in Atlanta. I'm going to give that same energy to the Circle NYC. Okay. So we definitely going to review it for next week because I really going to put it out there because I would love to host that reunion show. Okay. I'm going to just say that. Thank you so much, B Skills. Thank you, Ax April. Thank you, everybody in the chat. I will see y'all later. We might come back for another video. I don't know. It all depends upon how I feel, but I definitely had to come back and I definitely had to interview Dwight because he's definitely an incredible person. All right, y'all. Y'all be blessed. Peace. Why every time I never can find my little closing out?